Oh, hi. I didn't realize I hit record. Today is, oh my god, I'm so flustered. Okay, so, hi. Today is day 30. 30! Oh my god, 30 of Vita, which is vlogging every day in August, also known as Vlogust. And today, I was going to do a project, but I actually got, like, a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about, so I decided I'm going to forego a project today. I'm just going to talk to you about two different things. So, first of all, this is kind of a weird situation that I didn't expect, which is that I've had a few comments on my videos that I've had to delete because they are pretty rude and nasty comments. There hasn't been like an amazing amount, but enough that it's kind of made me feel funny. So I wanted to talk quickly to the haters. Yes, with my 27 subscribers, 27, I apparently have some haters as well. So I've been getting some comments from some people who have basically said, how dare you? Why would you post art? Why you're not a professional artist? Your art sucks. Why do you think anyone would be interested in seeing this garbage? And I wanted to kind of react to that, which is to say, well, art is subjective, first of all. What you like, someone else may not. What I like, someone else may not. And that's just life. Art is the most subjective thing there is. I took several art classes in college, not actual art to learn art, but talking about the philosophy and of art and things like that, and art appreciation and art history. And we did a lot of weird stuff, like studying these artists who put poop all over a statue of the Virgin Mary and called it art, and things like that. It's like, it really is subjective. You know, that made a lot of money and got a lot of attention, but I wouldn't think it's anything I want to see. But that doesn't mean it's not art. And I have a very strong appreciation for art of all types. And I honestly think that the worst art is still better than doing no art. So I'm going to keep sharing. If you like it, that's fantastic. And I'm really happy. If you don't like it, don't watch. I don't care. This is for me at the end of the day. I love doing art, whether it's bad or good. I love doing it. I love to draw. I love to paint. I love to sketch. I love to do hand lettering. I'm not amazing at it, and I know that. I'm not claiming to be a professional. I'm not claiming to be any good at it, but it's my art, and I love it, and I'm going to keep doing it. So I used to be way better than I am now, a long, long time ago. When I was severely depressed, I did art literally for hours and hours and hours every single day, and it made me happier, and I got better and better at it, because the more you do something, even if you're terrible at it, the more you do it, the better you get. And I stopped doing it when I got pregnant with my first son. I think I did 2 paintings the whole time I was pregnant, and then once he came, I never picked up a paintbrush again until just a couple months ago. And I started my blog and this channel because I wanted to remember how happy art makes me. And even the worst art is still better than not doing it. And that's my philosophy on it. And if you don't like it, don't watch. And stop leaving nasty comments, because you're not hurting me. You're just making yourself look like an idiot, and I'm just going to delete it anyway. So I don't mind constructive criticism. Like if you say, hey, you know, it's pretty good what you're doing, but here's how you can make it better. Or if you give me some tips or tricks, hey, I'm all for that. Or if you say, you really should have done this instead of this, fair enough. But at the end of the day, I'm not taking lessons. I've never had an art lesson in my whole life, and I'm just doing what I like to do. And I'm going to keep doing that. So that's it. The other thing is, since I figured I was going to be responding to that, and I didn't want to just do that and then have a really short video, which, I mean, it's been over 4 minutes, so it's not that short, but I decided I was going to do a tag as well, just a getting to know you tag, because I did a tag before, a creative process tag, but I decided I was going to do this getting to know you tag as well. So here we go. I haven't looked at the question so much. I just kind of Googled and found it on the YouTube Society website. So there are 30 questions. Here we go. 1. What is your middle name? My middle name is Rebecca, and it's spelled Rebekkah. So I think it's biblical. I'm not entirely sure. My parents were weird. I was named after my grandma, but her middle name is Rose, so I'm Kathleen Rebecca. She was Kathleen Rose. What is your favorite color? Probably turquoise. It used to be red. Before that it was yellow, but I think nowadays it's probably turquoise. Number 3, who was your first best friend? That's so weird. I had a dream about her last night. That's the most bizarre thing ever. My very first best friend was a girl called Sheetal Shaw, and she lived in Warren, Pennsylvania when she was a little kid. We went to kindergarten together. She was my absolute bestie. My dad worked with her dad, I think. And then I moved away, and then she moved away, and I haven't heard from her since I was in like first grade. She moved to Missouri, I think. Sheetal, if you are out there, get in touch because, girl, I still think about you. How tall are you? I am 5'8". Cats or dogs? Not too long ago, I would have said cats for life. And then last November, we got 2 cats, and then one of them died in February. They were both babies, and the one died of FIP. And then we've just been left with the bully, and his name is Dandy. He's a lovely cat, but I kind of am over cats, and I really want a dog. But obviously we bought a cat, so we're kind of stuck with him forever. Number 6, funniest moment throughout school. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I had so many. I was involved in so many things. I was in the AV club. I was, editor of the yearbook, editor of the newspaper. I had a lot of funny moments. Nothing in particular stands out. Just hanging out with my friends. I know, one of the things that was pretty funny was my friend Lisa and I used to get together every Saturday night to listen to the local radio station, which played oldies on Saturday nights. And we used to call in and request our favorite songs, and we knew every single one of them. And I remember we were going around school one day, and we were singing, what were we singing? I think it was Dizzy. You know that, dizzy, I'm so dizzy, my head is spinning. Yeah. Anyway, we were singing that through the hallways, and we came around a corner, and we were met with the entire football team, and they just continued the song. They started singing along with us, and it was just like High School Musical. It was weird. How many countries have you visited? Let's see. Other than the United States, I visited Canada and Mexico. I lived in England. I visited Scotland and Wales and Ireland and France and the Czech Republic. I have gone to Honduras, and I have gone to Belize. I think that's it. So 9, 10, something like that. What was your... are you in or have you gone to college? I did go to college. I dropped out of college twice. After the first time, I went back thinking, yes, this time I have my head on straight and I'm going to do it. And then I dropped out again. So, yeah, not a good story. I would like to go back to college. What was your favorite/worst subject in high school? My favorite subject is also my worst subject, by the way. That would be chemistry. I had a teacher called Mr. Colgrove, and I sucked. I was like the worst kid at chemistry. I just didn't understand it. I didn't get it. And he called my mom. And bear in mind, I was a straight A student. Like I said, I was involved in everything. I was super smart. Chemistry, I just couldn't get. So my mom came in for parent-teacher conferences, and my teacher, Mr. Colgrove, told her that I should be in special ed because he'd never had me for any other class, so he had no idea who I was or, that I was smart. And he told my mom I needed, remedial help and that I was terrible. And my mom was so upset by this, and she just couldn't understand why any teacher would say that. And so a few weeks later, Mr. Colgrove was the academic advisor for the academic bowl team, which is where schools get together and face off against each other with academic questions. And I went out for the team, and I was he could not believe how smart I was and how many questions I could answer correctly and how good I was at it. And so he put me on the team, made me captain of the academic bowl team, and was just my biggest fan after that. And I remember after this happened, we were taking a test in class, and none of my friends, they were all struggling. We were all pretty smart. We were all struggling with this class. And we were sitting next to each other, and Mr. Colgrove was going up and down the aisles, making sure no one cheated. And when he got to me, he looked down and he looked at my paper, and I'd obviously, like I said, I sucked. So I was getting loads of questions wrong. And he just kept looking at me. He's like, oh, you didn't really mean that. You didn't really mean that answer, did you? You wanted that one, right? And I was like, yes. So I changed all my answers and got a good grade, and all my friends failed. They were not happy with me, but it was pretty funny. And so it became my favorite class. And eventually, just for the record, I did actually understand it better, and I started doing well on my own. So Uh, what is your favorite drink? Coffee. I mean, if you could see my garbage can right now, it is filled to the brim with Starbucks, empty Starbucks cups, because I go there every day and I'm very ashamed of it. What is your favorite animal? I'm not really like, I love animals, but I don't have a favorite. I don't know. I like to draw cats. That's fun. What is your favorite perfume? Okay, so I have had a few favorites throughout my life. My probably all-time favorite, it's not a perfume, but a body spray, and they don't make it anymore, and I haven't seen it since I was like in middle school, but it will remain my favorite forever. Malibu Musk. If you remember Malibu Musk, you are awesome. I used to buy it at Dollar General. It was $1 for like this big aerosol can. Spray the crap out of myself. It was so nice. I found a few things over the years that smell sort of like it, but they're just not the same. Right now, I really like... Oh, I also went through a Lady Stetson phase when I was in high school. That was my brand of perfume. I like anything sweet, like vanilla and stuff. I like body sprays. They're nice and sweet. Nothing flowery because they make me sneeze. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I have a whole case full of stuff. I have some Hope and Glory stuff that I bought in England that I still have because I use it sparingly. Tea or coffee? Coffee. What would you or have you named your children? My children are named Dexter David Douglas, Daniel James Wyatt, Chester Henry Robin. I don't have 9 kids. I have 3 boys, but they all have 3 names. What sports do you play or have you played? I'm not big into sports. I was on the track team in high school, which is kind of a lie. Not a lie, but it's kind of a lie. I was on the track and field team. I did the end field stuff, not the track stuff, because I don't run unless I'm being chased. What is your favorite book? Oh, gosh, I have so many favorite books. I am a big fan of the classics. I love The Catcher in the Rye, A Tale of Two Cities, The Picture of Dorian Gray. Those are like the ones that I immediately pop in my head. I love Harry Potter. I love modern classics as well. I'm ashamed to say I really enjoyed the Twilight books, not because they were well written, because my son, who's 5, could have written it, but because I just really like the story, which is funny since the books are based off of other famous stories. So, Romeo and Juliet, anyone? Anyway, who are some of your favorite YouTubers? Oh, now, come on now. I don't want to be like naming names and making people feel bad. To be quite honest with you, I don't have favorite YouTubers because I've only just got into YouTube. I've been on YouTube for literally like 7 or 8 years, but I've never really watched it. I just made videos occasionally, and this channel is brand new. But I don't really like have favorites. Anyone that I like, I subscribe to. So if they're in my subscriptions, then I like them. What is your favorite movie? My favorite movie, Cool Hand Luke, probably. I really love Paul Newman. Blue eyes. I really wanted to marry him when I was a kid. Other than that, I really love Chocolat and Moulin Rouge and Amélie. I'm sensing a French theme here. Anything by Lasse Hallström, I love him. He's fantastic. Are you single or taken? Well, I am taken. I am married with 3 kids, so yeah, taken. What is your idea of an ideal first date? Well, I don't do first dates anymore. I'm married. But I guess my first date with my husband was pretty nice. It was a blind date. We met on the internet on Match.com. Thank you very much. And we arranged to meet in a pub in England. And I got there and I was so nervous. And I literally walked into the pub, looked around, couldn't see him. So I hightailed it through the pub and went to the bathroom. And after that, I came... got myself together, took a few deep breaths, came back out, and I decided if I couldn't see him on my way out, I was leaving, because that would have meant he didn't show up, which I was convinced he was going to stand me up. And thankfully, just as I was 5 feet from the door, I heard him say, "Katie," and I looked over, and he was standing behind a pillar, and we ended up having a 9-hour first date. It was lovely. We had lunch, then we had a drink, and then we went for a walk, and then we went back to his house and watched The Big Bang Theory, which I had never seen before, and, just kind of did some making out on the couch, and then, and then went out to dinner. He got me a rose at the local Indian restaurant, and Then took me home, and it was really nice. 9 hours. And then he got a flat tire on the way back to his house. Isn't that sad? He ran out of gas. That's what it was. He ran out of gas. Had to call his friend to come rescue him because he ran out of gas because he didn't want to stop and get gas when he was taking me home. Isn't that sweet? Idiot. How many girlfriends, boyfriends have you had? I don't know. Serious boyfriends, probably 3. All in all, I had a college boyfriend who was pretty serious, and then my ex-husband and my now husband. That's it. Favorite memory from childhood? I don't know. Honestly, I mean, I had a good childhood. It was pretty happy, so I can't really say much. It was good childhood. Nothing stands out. We moved around a lot when I was a kid. I was born in Pennsylvania. I moved to California when I was 5. We moved to Texas later that same year. Left Texas. Well, we moved all around Texas, so we lived in quite a few different places. And then moved back to Pennsylvania when I was 9. Moved to a few different places within Pennsylvania. And then I moved to Arizona, and then I moved to North Carolina, then I moved to England, all sorts of places within each of these places, and then moved to Florida, and then moved to Utah. So I have moved around a lot. That has nothing to do with my favorite memory from childhood, but I guess all I'm saying is I didn't really have like specific standout moments because we were moving so much. So, do you speak any different languages and how well? Español un poco. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I have 3. I have 2 brothers and a sister who are living, and I have a brother who died. Yeah. How would you describe your fashion sense? I'm freaking amazing. Come on, look at me. I had a reputation in high school because I may have dressed a little strangely. Like I would take my bathrobe belt and cut it up and wear it as a necklace. That was something I did. I have a weird fashion sense. Whatever makes me think I look interesting is how I look. Nowadays, I'm not as much doing that because I have kids I don't want to embarrass. And I tend to want to look somewhat appropriate, on the school run. But I tend to dye my hair a lot, weird, funky colors. That's my fashion statement nowadays. What's your favorite restaurant? I really love Olive Garden. They make this gnocchi soup, which is freaking amazing, and I love it. And pretty much anything from there is really good. I love Red Lobster. Oh, I could die there. They're so good. I don't know. I really like pasta. Give me a good pasta restaurant, and I like it. What are some of your favorite TV shows? Doctor Who. That's my favorite TV show. I also, I love Buffy and Charmed. Come on. I like pretty much anything kind of sci-fi or fantasy or supernatural, that sort of thing. That's what I like. PC or Mac? I own both. I have both. Right now, I'm sitting in front of a PC, but I have a Mac, MacBook Pro upstairs. I've got my iPad Pro. I've got, I learned on a Mac when I was in first grade. Where I lived in Texas, they started early. So I learned on a Mac, and then I switched to PC as I got older, and yeah, it's been going from there. So I can use either one. I'm happy. What phone do you have? iOS versus Android? I have iOS. I have an iPhone 6 Plus, no, 6S. iPhone 6S, and I've had an iPhone since 2010. I went from the 3G all the way up. And yeah, before that I was on a BlackBerry. And tell us one of your bad habits. Final question. I have a lot of bad habits. My bad habits include drinking coffee, picking my nose. I do pick my nose. I will be honest. I know that's disgusting. Don't judge me harshly. Please don't judge me harshly. But I think everybody does it. They just don't want to admit it. But I do. I have a real problem with my nose bleeding inside. And so the blood kind of congeals and makes these weird scabby boogers. It's so gross. I'm so sorry. And blowing just doesn't do it. So I have to pick my nose. I do it under a tissue and I wipe it off. I don't eat it, but I do pick my nose. And sometimes I don't think about it before I do it because it's habit. And so I have done it in public a couple of times, which I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed and I'm so sorry. I really am. I promise not to do it anymore. That's a lie. I'm going to do it. I have to do it. Anyway. that has been my getting to know you tag. I can't believe I admitted that. That's it for today. Tomorrow is the 31st of August, and that means it is the final day of Vita. So please check back. I'm going to try and do an actual creative project. And for now, if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment and tell me that, you don't hate my art and that you're not going to leave nasty comments. And subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it very much. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!